Hi, this is a short video on searching the internet. I'm going to put in my search terms, Berlin Wall, and here we are. Now the Berlin Wall has kicked up 87,800,000 search results, which is a lot of search results. And this is one of the drawbacks to the internet. It's very user-friendly. If you misspell a word, it'll correct the word for you or give you alternative suggestions. And you can always do a general search and find all kinds of ways of narrowing your search terms through the internet, and that's fine. But what is the downside of this is that nobody is really curating these results. So you have a whole range from tourist guides to letters to blogs. So you really have to start learning how to identify what kinds of search results you're getting and knowing at a glance how to pick out those search results. And so, because it's not being done for you. And you're going to have a variety of search results that range from the really good to the really dubious. And you have to be able to identify or begin to understand how to look at these things. Now, most students that I have polled informally go straight to Wikipedia as their first source. Uh, so we're going to go there, and I'm going to show you some things about Wikipedia that you should know. Uh, but first, let me just show you some of the search results and how you understand what it is you're looking at. So you'll have the title, say, Berlin Wall, Cold War, History.com. Well, we know that this is the a history site, right? What we don't know is if it's academic or not. It gives us a little bit more of a description here. So we have the title, we have the URL or the web address, and we have a short description, okay? And the same here, Berlin Wall, the rise and fall of the Berlin Wall. That's the title and the link to that page. But underneath, we do need to scan this. By skimming and scanning what's underneath, you will save yourself a lot of time so that you can skim through all kinds of entries before you get to the ones that look promising rather than having to go into each separate site. So this is history of the 1900s from about.com. For me, and for you, I would not. This would not be a source that I would consider a valid source to use in your paper. So I would move on to the next one, and so on. Which leads me back to the Berlin Wall and Wikipedia. Wikipedia is problematic for a variety of reasons, and at this point, even though it's much improved than its earlier incarnations, I am allowing students to use it as a place to find background information, but I do not want you to use this as a direct source in your papers. Having said that, though, I want to show you some things to look for on Wikipedia that may help you determine if your Wikipedia entry, your site that you've pulled up, is actually up to date enough and accurate enough. So here we are, Berlin Wall. Let's click on Wikipedia, and we'll go there now. Okay. So the first thing we have to look for is this information researched? Is there a provenance to it? Are there sources? And we can see at a glance that there are all kinds of interesting links here. So there's all kinds of hypertext links, which will lead us to other areas of the Berlin Wall in Wikipedia, and Germany in general, Berlin in general. But what I'm most interested in is showing you that here there are footnotes, okay, or citation information. So this is giving you a link to further information, which is a good thing. When you see this, you know that this piece has been researched and has been sourced as well. So here we go again, footnote number 2. Okay, we will scroll down and look at those in one moment. So that's very interesting. Also, which also strikes me as interesting and leads me to think that this is a pretty well constructed page, is this here. We have images of the graffiti, and there's a caption here that explains what it is. We have maps, okay. We have all kinds of information about the size of the area. We have satellite images. We have maps of the borders. We have information about the Warsaw Pact. I mean, this is really, really, at a quick glance, a pretty comprehensive site. Old footage, old photographs. Not all Wikipedia sites are created equal, so you will have to make sure that whatever your topic is, if you're going to Wikipedia as your first port of call to get some ideas, some background ideas, then you need to make sure that you can identify if that page is useful or not. All right. There's lots of information here. Here's a table of content, so you can quickly get to the area that most interests you. And I'm just going to scroll through this again. Here we have background, post-war Germany, Eastern Bloc, and the Berlin airlift. It just goes on and on and on. I mean, there's a lot of really good information here, and it's pretty comprehensive. So my feeling on this is that this is probably reasonably reliable and reasonably accurate because it is so very well done, so nuanced, and there's so many footnotes. So here we're at 52. So there's all of this stuff is documented and sourced, which is really excellent. However, I'm here now at crossing the border, and I come to this small box. And this is something that you must pay attention to. Let me say this again. You must pay attention when you see this. It says this section does not cite any references or sources. All right? Please help improve this, blah, blah, blah. It does not cite any references or sources. You cannot rely on this. Just like when you write your papers for me, I expect references and sources to be cited. Otherwise, your paper doesn't have the weight or the validity that it needs to have. And this goes the same for Wikipedia. I cannot trust this information. Wikipedia is saying that, yes, we've put this in here, but we cannot trust it because there are no sources cited. So I would say to you at that point then, for that section, you need to go elsewhere to find that information, okay? Because if the source itself is saying, don't trust us, don't trust them, all right? Oh, this is interesting. We also have some video footage here, which is great. So, we're back again to footnotes. You'll notice, see, here we are, back to footnotes. So obviously now we're back in the land of sourced and cited. So that's good. You can now use this section. So this is probably one of the most comprehensive Wikipedia sites that I've actually come across. And I certainly would have no hesitation in letting you use this to do your background searching. Now, because you're not allowed to use this as a source in your papers, I'm going to lead you all the way down here. Well, to the lower level of this page, media relating to the war. So it gives you all kinds of sources, which you can then search out yourself. This is media, so these are videos and film and documentaries, novels and music, and certainly a lot of this is searchable in the databases. And I will show you how to do that in the next video. And likewise, here we are with the footnotes, which is chock-a-block full of sources for you. So if there's something you like, and Miller has contributed a vast amounts to this page, you can look up this Miller source, find out what it is. Is it a book? Is it other series of papers? Can you find them? Can you use them? So while you can't use Wikipedia as your source, you could certainly use these sources as your sources. And that's a very good way of narrowing your focus for research. And here we are, the references page, which in your case, if this were your paper, it would be your works cited page, basically. Formatted differently, but nonetheless the same principle. Okay, and here we have a really comprehensive list of works that were cited in this. And then there's the external links, which is really interesting and very helpful for you. And if your site has this, then you're going to be in great shape starting out. So we were lucky. We got a very good site, a very good page on Wikipedia. Not all Wikipedia entries are created equal, as you know, or will soon know. And I hope that helps you. That's it from me.